Hi, Rene Bastarache here. You know, it doesn't have to be difficult to be worthwhile. In fact, it's important that it isn't. Now, why do I say that? One of the major features, or I should say another major feature of the subconscious mind, is that the subconscious mind is similar to a 5-year-old child. Think about that, a 5-year-old child. What are they like? They're innocent. They're naive. They want to help you as much as they can, but they usually don't know how. A 5-year-old mind does not work like ours does. So you need to give them simple, easy to follow instructions. You know, when I first began being an author, I worked for Adams. I wrote a book for Adams Publishing. It was the Everything Self-Hypnosis book. Now, that was a long time ago. But one of the things they told me, they actually, gave me a bunch of rules, taught me a lot about how to write an effective book. And one of them was to write to an 8th grade level. Because people have a hard time with the big words. You see a lot of these overeducated college grads, doctors, and all this writing books, and you start to read their book and you go, after the third word, what the heck is this? In fact, they say that when you're reading a book, if you see a word or a concept you don't understand, you should look it up, try to figure it out right away, because if you don't, you begin to lose interest after. If you're hearing half the words you hear you don't understand, you're just going to get bored. You're going to start daydreaming and you're going to let it go. So it's important to be able to write or speak to someone, or even with hypnosis, give suggestions according to a level where most people will understand. So keep in mind that you're speaking to a 5-year-old child subconsciously. Here's an example. Let's say you had a 5-year-old, you're working in your house, you're painting the house, you're really busy, and your 5-year-old's running all over the place, and you want to keep them busy. You want to get them out of your hair, basically. So you tell them, Johnny, here's some money. I want you to go to the store across the street and go buy me a loaf of bread. So what does Johnny do? He takes the money. He wants to help you. He's all happy that he has a job. So he runs outside, gets on his bicycle, goes down the street, goes underneath the culvert, that goes underneath the road, goes to his buddy's house, goes in the backyard, out in the field. He takes all this long way of getting there, finally gets to the store, he gets the bread, comes back, all these different ways. By the time he gets home, lunch is just about over. Where you been, Johnny? Johnny, you've been gone for an hour, He did the best he could, but he wants to have fun. He got distracted, but he did get the bread. He did his job. However, if you told Johnny, here's the money. What I want you to do is go to the store, get the bread, and come back. And I want you to go in the front of the house, go to the crosswalk, look on both sides of the street, cross the crosswalk, and you're at the store. Go in, get out, and come back the same way. Johnny will go to the store, get the bread. He'll come back. He'll be there in about 5 minutes, right back in your hair, so you can't get any painting done, The thing is, once you give them the instructions, they do it really quick. So same thing when creating any kind of a goal or a suggestion, or when you're trying to work on programming for yourself. As we get going down the road with these videos, it's important that you keep them simple. You only do one major suggestion at a time. In other words, you wouldn't want to work on making money, getting health, being happy, quitting smoking, doing everything all at once, because your mind would quit. Just think, you go up to a 5-year-old and you tell the 5-year-old, I want you to clean your room. I want you to take the dog out for a walk. I want you to bring the laundry in the other room, take out the garbage. And the kid, after the first one, he's like, his eyes are glazed over. You say, Johnny, I want you to clean your room. He'll do that. Once he's done a good job, then I'd like you to bring the laundry in the other room. He'll do that because they're eager. The subconscious mind is eager. It wants to please you, but it's naive, and it's like a 5-year-old child, so it'll get overwhelmed easy if you give it too much to do. Remember the statement, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Now, why is that? Because if you try to eat it all at once, you'll choke, okay? But steady and easy wins the race. In fact, when it comes to a race, if you went up to someone and said, I want to run a marathon, okay, but you have a hard time going to the mailbox and back right now, I mean, it's a great goal, but are you going to keep it? The thing is, if you try to run the marathon right now, you're going to huff and puff and have a hard time. You won't be able to do it and you'll quit. But if you break the goal down into smaller pieces, let's say you try running from here to your mailbox and back, okay? Once you can do it, how about running twice the distance? How about running the length between telephone poles on the street? Then 2, then the next time 3, then the next time 4. Once you get comfortable with it, you increase it to your next goal and your next goal and your next goal. And eventually you'll be running a marathon. But you took it one step at a time, okay? You broke it down into small parts. And that's why it's so very important to understand this feature of the subconscious mind. It's like a 5-year-old child. It's innocent. It's naive. It wants to help you, but it doesn't know how. It needs to be given the instructions. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.